But here's the first take on the index. Not too bad. It is up almost 35 points. So as we said, that it's sticky, that zone 19,800 to 19,830, but still a positive move for the market. Adani Group stocks are doing very well, so get them on board. Adani Enterprises and Ports are both up in the green. In fact, Adani Enterprises is up almost 4% right now. There was that big positive brokerage report on oil marketing companies. So BPCL is your top gainer, up 1.5%. Nimesh was just talking about that a while back. Hindalco, Power Grid, Eicher Motors is the other one, up 0.5%. In fact, auto stocks have been doing very well. So Eicher Motors, Hero MotoCorp, all trending in the green right now. Couple of other names, Axis Bank, Apollo Hospitals are also in the green, and something like an HDFC Life and SBI are, holding on to the green line as we speak. On the downside, though, you have SBI Life. Reliance is dragging its feet just a tad bit. ICICI Bank, Cipla, L&T and M&M are a couple of other stocks that are trending in the red. But largely, you'd have to say the mid-cap index is the one that's outperforming yet again, while the frontliners are largely quite flat.
Well, that's right, Sona. The broader markets, there are a few stocks that are doing quite well. You have Kesoram Industries. Street is hoping that there's a deal in the offing. Large volumes in the first minute itself. We'll have to see how the deal is structured, if at all there is a deal. For the time being, they're saying they're looking at various measures to bring down their debt, as well as prepayment of sub-debt. So that's one stock in focus. NetWeb, well, that's not a very large company, but they've collaborated with NVIDIA to unlock potential AI and high-performance computing. I think this release came in just earlier this morning at around 7:40 a.m. So that stock as well is up close to around 10% as we speak. So keep an eye out on that one. Insecticides India, well, that's up close to around 8.5%. You have Adani Total Gas as well, that's flying away. That's up close to around 7% odd. So plenty of movers actually from the broader markets, particularly on the upside. We're seeing a good amount of traction out there. On the flip side, let's focus on some other big movers. Then you have a couple of stocks that should come up for you on the screen. I think Honasa is seeing some bit of profit taking. That's down close to around 3% as we speak. Has been a big move in the last couple of days, but giving up some part of what it put on. Prashant.
The big volume-led gainers are in the Adani name. So Adani Enterprises is up 3%. It'll come up on your screen, 22.94. Then it's followed by Adani Power, which is up 5%, and it's got tremendous volumes as well at about 418. So large gains there. BSC, we highlighted that 4%. Stock had gone to about 2,500, then sold off to a little over 21, back at about 2260. That's a 4% move on BSC Limited. HPCL is up 4%. HPCL for the month so far, as of last Friday, was up 30%. So this is a significant move coming through on HPCL. I think there's a Morgan Stanley call as well. They went on a marketing roadshow in Singapore with the HPCL management. And they're talking about a $5 billion EBITDA roadmap for HPCL. More on that later, but this is a big one coming through. And of course, that HSBC call that we highlighted earlier with Nimesh. Adani Green is up about 4%. Stocks at about 971. Adani Total is up about 7%. So yeah, there's a lot of Adani group stocks which are coming up. Wilmar, for example, is another one which is up about 3.5% as well. Sirma is another one, 2.5% higher, 573 on Sirma. HBL Power is up about 3%. Dredging Corp is up 3%. Kesoram Industries, of course, we sort of highlighted that story with Ultratech perhaps eyeing Kesoram's assets. Now seems like Adani perhaps is in the fray, if you believe news reports. 5% on Kesoram, and it's coming up. Volumes are still low for this point in the day. On the downside, if you remember all these insurance stocks, right? New India, you had GIC-RE, they'd all surged 5-10% on Thursday and Friday. LIC was up 10% on Friday. There is some pullback. GIC-RE is down 2%. New India is down about 1.5%. So nothing large, but a little bit. And of course, Nigel highlighted Honasa, which is down about 3% or so at this point in time. So 32 points is what we have. 19,830 is where we stand at.
Just one more stock, yeah. Orchid Pharma, there's 2.5% equity that's changed hands. So just keep an eye out on that one. There's just one notable higher than volume that I saw. So, it appears because of that large trade, we have a big move out there.
All right. So keep an eye out on that one. We'll come back to more names as the day goes along. There'll be more in the mix about 10-15 minutes later.